Hello everyone and welcome back to another video from my channel Hybrid Mod Railway. Now today you don't join me in my loft on my railway, you join me on Train Sim World on, obviously, Train Sim World's railway. Now previously, and as you can see by the top left, I am on Train Sim World 2. Now previously I have said that I didn't want to get Train Sim World 2 because I didn't like the look of it. Well, I have decided to get it about 6 months ago for my birthday. I don't think it was for Christmas. Yes, it was definitely for Christmas. Anyway, a while ago, I did decide to get Train Sim World 2 because the graphics have been updated, and yeah, I just quite fancied some new routes. I did have a look at the new routes again. I know previously I've said the routes didn't look good, but whenever I bought this, it was reduced from £24 to £16. So obviously £8 reduction. That's not too bad. So I decided to get it anyway, just because I liked the new thing. And of course, now that I've bought it, I get access to Creators Club, as you can see there, and all the new features that are coming in with it. So yeah, I did eventually decide to get it. And as you can see here, scrolling through the routes, you can see all the preserved routes and all the routes I've got. I have transferred over here, and I think after what we've done today, we will go onto the West Cornwall local because I've been having a lot of fun with that recently. But today we are on the Northern Trans-Pennine. I did promise after finishing my Minehead Shunter one, I did promise we would do that. So today we are using the Great Western 101 then. We're using the British Railways Class 101. I would do the 47 or the 45, but for the first time of recording with this new method, I don't want to be going for an hour and 20, which is what either of these two are. So we are going for the 101, quite a short route today, as you can see there. We're going for the 807 Leeds to Huddersfield, all stops. Should take us around 35 minutes, so let's see how this one goes. Right then, so we've loaded in case, I don't know if it will appear on the final video, but in case you can see 3 dots and an Xbox logo in the top left, that is just part of recording on the laptop and there's nothing really I can do about that. So we're doing Leeds to Huddersfield, as train length is near enough 40 yards, 63.3 tonnes, 2 carriages. Let's go. So I have to work quickly to get all my pre-flight checks done, so we'll release the brakes to about 10, that's good enough. Reverser forwards, panel light on, destination light on, white, white. We'll get the thing, the indicator board set to Huddersfield, and we've got nearly a minute. So I'm going to do the unthinkable, if I can actually open this damn door. Come on. I'm going to actually see if we could get the rear of the train set up, because I don't always get time to do this. I end up being late because you have to go to the back cab. But we're going to go to Huddersfield. Want the marker lights on red. Want the destination indicator on. And we want the train lights on. So that's us all set up at the back. We're going to Huddersfield, lights all on. Passengers are all on board. And we're ready to go. I will leave that window open for better sound. I do like the brakes on the 101. I do like them indeed. I do like the fact you can control how fast they apply and release, not just how much gets put on, so to speak. So yeah, I think we're all ready. So we'll stick it into first. Bring forwards, release the brakes. Lock the doors. Lock the doors before releasing the brakes. I think we just got unlocked there before we started moving. And we're off. We are stopping at Morley. In case you're wondering about the brakes, you can see TP there. That's the one you want to be looking at. Effectively, when that says 21 now, we're on max release. When it says 0, that is full apply. And anywhere in between there just shows you how much we're on. So if we're at 15, moderate braking, 10, getting serious now, 5, crikey, that's hard braking, 0, full on apply, especially if you pulled that emergency brake valve there. In case you wondered why I've shifted up to top gear, in real life that is what you should do. Obviously we're in a game and it doesn't matter, it's not going to blow up the thing if I don't do something right, although the engine might stall. But effectively, gear 4 is a direct drive to the engine, so from the engine to the wheels, is a direct drive, so however fast the engine's turning, technically speaking, that should be however fast your wheels are turning. But it doesn't happen like that, really. Yeah. But we are on idling, which is why you can see we are still slightly accelerating, because of course the engine is still turning over. So that's why I've set it to max gear. Boss the horn for that corner. And we will try and keep relatively on time. We don't need to, you know, even if we have got a couple of minutes. If I am, you know, playing this game just by myself, then I might just, you know, try and go as quickly as possible. And then if I've got a minute or two at station, then I might set up the headboard and the codes at the back there. But because I had a bit of time, I'm recording and thought I might as well set up the train properly. Right, so we can shift back down to, let's go in gear 2, there's no point changing up. I'm not going down to gear 1 because we'll just be changing up again, so. We are off to Morley, due in at 8:17, 3.3 miles to go. And again, change up to top gear. Going uphill now, so again change down and give it the beans. It's fun to drive is the 101 on the West Cornwall local, which I did talk about briefly. Very fun to drive, it's very fun to see how fast you can get it going, especially because most of the West Cornwall route is at 60 or 70 miles an hour, so it is fun to, you know, really push this thing on quite a flat route and quite a downhill route. At least when you're going from Penzance to St Austell, I think. So yeah, it's fun, at least on the up, to see how fast you can get it going, because on here, because it is so hilly in both directions, can be a little bit of a pain to get up to operating speed. Okay, we're going to idle now, wait for that to drop, change up, and give it some welly. So here on the I can't remember what they call it, RPM meter. We're just going to call it an RPM meter. You can see the triangle there suggests when we should change down gear. So when we're on that or below it, that is when we should be changing down a gear, and obviously up, we should be changing up a gear. The idea is you throttle off. You throttle off like this. Throttle off in gentle steps. Wait for it to reach idling, click up, and off we go. So now we're in 4th gear. I am using the D-pad up and down to change the gears. I'm using RT and RB for the throttle, and it's LT and LB for the brakes. And click down the left joystick for high horn, and hold X, and click it for the low horn. There's quite a lot of horn blowing on this route, luckily for you viewers, because quite a lot of hills and tunnels and curves which you can't see around until it's too late. So, it's all good. Because we're only at 60 miles per hour, I think I'll start braking around 1.2 miles out. Although we are obviously going to have to go down to 50 there. So again, I'll drop to nothing, let it idle, and just put a tiny bit of brake on because we are going uphill. I think I'll open the other window just for maximum ventilation. So now you can see we're dropping a little bit, raise the brakes back to 21 and put it straight back on. That'll just give us a little bit of juice just to keep us where we are. As you see, still throttling on but slightly dropping in speed there, so that's exactly what we want. This game gives you, I think, 4 miles per hour leeway, so anywhere from, you know, say 50 to like 53.5. Obviously it doesn't go that far, you can technically get to 54 without it going red. But anywhere around that area, sort of no more than 3 miles per hour over, that's fine. Morley's coming up, so I will throttle off and let the train decelerate by itself. And did I put the panel light on? Yes, I did. Well, quick change. Second engine is running roughly the same RPM as the first engine, so that's all good. And we're looking fine. I wonder if we stop at Dewsbury. Do we stop at Dewsbury? Let's have a look. Batley. I've been to Batley. Batley and Dewsbury. Very nice. So I'll notch down into... I'll keep it on 4th actually. Let's get a little bit of juice just to roll us in. And we get to 900 yards. So we throttle off and it's a red signal. Back into 4th and we'll apply about 10. We'll reduce... Oh, 10 inches of vacuum, that's what it was, I remembered. Been trying to remember what vacuum's measured in. It's inches of vacuum. Should really know that. Probably not going to make it dead on time, but I think we should be okay. Possibly braked a little bit too slow, a little bit there, a little bit too much, but I think we're all right. Yeah, I think we're going to be a little bit late, but we can make it up. I'll stick it down to 2 and roll us in. Better to be too slow than too fast. Yeah, I think we'll be about maybe 30 seconds late. That's alright, we can make that up with some extra oomph. Right, all idle. Stick it into 4th to coast. Final blow of the horn. And we'll get some brakes on. I'll gradually increase the brakes. Gradually deplete the vacuum as we roll in. Very difficult are these brakes, by the way. And stick them all on now. 4 yards? I think that's fine. So what we'll do now is stick that into neutral. Reverse to off. And we'll get the brakes down to about 5 for holding the train. So yes, we're probably going to be about, yeah, about half a minute late. But we'll make that up certainly, because I can do some particularly aggressive driving. Don't tell the passengers. Lock the doors, reverser forwards, neutral, gear 1, sorry, apply a bit of power. And away we go. And ideally you want to start throttling down before that meter at the end starts bouncing up and down. I'd be quite aggressive with these gear changes now. We ain't got long. Gonna have like 3 minutes to do 3 miles. Might have already fallen behind. So let's just... Oh, that didn't change. When it goes orange, that means it's changed at that bottom meter. Not much echo on the horn there in this tunnel, that's kind of disappointing. Now... Oh, how do I get the map up? In-game, I can't remember. I don't think I can. I think this is a really long tunnel. Stanedge Tunnel, I think it's called. Right. Ram it up into 4th. Wouldn't normally drive like this, but we have places to go. And because this is a very large and very boring tunnel, I shall cut now, and I will see you on the outside of the tunnel. Okay folks, you're joining me just as we're coming out of the tunnel now. I'm not sure this was Stan Edge tunnel. I seem to remember being in there for at least like 2.5 minutes. So yeah, I'm not sure that was quite Stan Edge tunnel. But as you can see, I've done some legal but slightly naughty speeding. We're just on the cuff of speeding, just to get us there a little bit further. And I'll probably apply some quite harsh braking. Because the customers want to be on time. They certainly don't want the ride to be in comfort, do they? They don't mind if they're like in bits across the rest of the carriage, do they? I'm sure they don't. Okay, we'll take it right down to 5 now. I really do not want to be any more late than we are. And I'll take the brakes off now. On for the crossing. Bit late, but never mind. And I'll start getting the brakes on now. Full brakes. And we should be able to make good time. We're not going to be on time like, but I think we should be okay. Nah, actually that much. I've done more aggressive braking than that. I don't think we've done too bad there. Stick it about 14, there we go. Start bleeding off the speed. That's looking good, a little bit of release. Yeah. Don't think we're going to be quite half a minute late this time, so we should. If we're only a couple of seconds late, it's not bothered. It's when we start getting to the, 2-3 minutes late that's concerning. I mean, it's an old knackered train that will barely get up to speed, so you got to work with what you got to work with. And I'm not sure why that DMU is fuzzing about like that. It's a ghost train. Okay. Can be whatever it wants to be. Heavy braking. And release. That's good about these brakes, they release very, very quickly. Unless you're on a 6-car Saturday special DMU, that's fun. There we go. 2 yards, that's not too shabby. So we'll go neutral, and I'll leave that in forwards. Yeah, we're roughly about 5 on the pressure, so that's fine. Lock the doors, brakes off, whoops, and power, brakes back to lap, and beans. Dewsbury's coming up. So that was Batley, everyone. Went to Batley not too long ago to watch rugby with my granddad and my brother, like I said I would. That's why I was moving my Saturday streams. So, goodbye Batley. Don't suppose I can see the stadium, can I? No. I think it's on one of the... I think it might be on that hill. But we'll do some outside shots now, because I do keep forgetting to do them. Up to 3rd gear. Got to say, looking at my laptop screen that's having the image casted compared to the TV screen, yeah, the laptop looks better. When I say casted, I just mean it's over Wi-Fi to appear on the computer screen. Yeah, the laptop screen looks much smoother. Right, we'll throttle off, run a downhill. So we should be alright. Possibly, yeah, we're going to be late, we're not going to get there in a minute. A little bit of braking, take us down to about 10-ish. I think this is Dewsbury coming up to. Yeah, because it's got like the little canopy on the side, I think. And then the little wooden fence at the end, if I'm not mistaken. We won't get to the wooden fence though, because we're not in the yeah, when you're in like the 47 or the 45, you do pull right up to the end because you've got about 8 carriages on. But because we haven't, we just stop, you know, just about halfway down the platform. But we'll see it as we drive past it in a couple of moments. Now, do you know what? I don't actually think we're that late. We're like 3 seconds late. That's not bad. Neutral. We've got enough brakes on. In fact, I'll release it slightly just so we get to about 5. There we go. Come on, passengers. Get on. We've got places to go and things to do. Probably shouldn't blow the horn stationary at a station, but hey ho, I did. Right, let's get ready to go. Gear 1. Lock. Brakes off. Power. And we're not going to be that late, I don't think. These things can handle a bit of a beating in the gear changes though. Goodbye, Dewsbury. Ravensthorpe next. And here just coming up will be the wooden fence I'm on about. So you literally stop. Your cab door is literally, you know, cab door, side of door, bam, fence. That's where you stop in the 47s and the 45s. Now that I've worked out a method for recording audio and video together on this, I could probably start doing streams on Train Sim World, to be honest. Might be quite fun actually. So because we are on a local stopping service, we are able to get some speed up, but also, you know, not be sat here for 45 minutes between stations. Excuse me, like you are on the 47s and 45s, so it's nice that you get up to speed and that. I do also like the gear changing aspect of this. Power station up here. Always remember that power station. It's like one of the standout features of this route to me. Motoring along nicely. Clag. Right, throttle off. Stick it on about 5 brakes. There we go. That should get us down lovely. Scenery in this game is fantastic. To say it's the preserved collection, so it's not the new routes that have come out. This route's been out a good, well, 2-3 years now. So yeah, I am aware the preservation team is still, you know, updating things, but it does look good. Here we go. So we got a red, so we don't want to overshoot, but I don't think we will. Get down to about 5. This is the really small platform. When I've done custom scenarios and not really known what Ravensthorpe is and I've stopped here, I've had like, you know, 7 coaches hung out the back of the platform because it's such a small platform. But yeah, I don't think you wouldn't normally stop here on the timetabled routes. It's just me with my scenarios I've made. Lock, little bit later. That doesn't really matter. Not too bothered. Brakes are absolutely fine. But yeah, so before, you know, I've pulled the 45 or the 47 right up to before the signal, and I've had like 6, 7, 8 coaches just hung out all the way back down there. Don't stare into the clag, because, lag. Hey, oh, that rhymed. On to let people know we go in. Lock the doors. First gear. Power. Off with the brakes. And full beans. Murfield up next. Now this stretch down here, I do believe the maximum speed limit is 80. Now there's no way we're going to get up to 80 in this rickety old thing, and in fact even at 45s, even in the 45 or 47, when, you know, full power hammering it, and you've been hammering it for the last hour and a half, mile and a half trying to get it up to speed. Yeah, there's no chance even in a 47 or 45, even when you've got some momentum behind you. There is no way, even in one of those beasts, that you will get up to 80 down here. But we'll probably get to about 50. Away. Give the gear a chance to get in. Yeah, we are falling behind quite badly now. Yeah, we're not going to do 1.1 miles in a minute. Yeah, the timings on the Trans-Pennines, especially in this dinky little thing, you know, it's not good. You know, it's almost like it's been set up for a 166. It's almost like the timings have been made for like 50 years in the future. I mean, this is 1970s, so yeah, 166s are still running today, I think, so yeah. Bit of a shame, really, because it probably expects you to be doing 80 down here, but of course, as I've said, we will not get to 80 in this rickety old thing, or even one of the big beastly Sulzers. Try saying that with a mouthful of ice cream. Sulzers. Can barely say it with these teeth in. Right, we're going to have to do some harsh braking. We got up to 60, that's what I wanted. When I say harsh braking, I just mean effective. It's not really that harsh. This is the station that's just like my stations, I think. If I'm not mistaken. It's just it hasn't really got a station building or anything like that. I think it's just platforms. Yeah, it is. Thought it was. This isn't what I base my station on, but I am aware there are country stations like this that don't have, you know, a building or anything like that. I might add a little station building or a ticket office to mine, but it's not going to be anything like Dewsbury or, you know, Leeds or anything like that. Yeah, we are a little bit late. We're quite a bit late. As long as we're not over a minute late, I'll class that as a win. Maybe I'll have to add some flowers like that to mine. Bit more brakes now. 4 yards, nothing wrong with that. I mean, obviously, if you were driving this in real life, you would not have to be anywhere near this accurate, you know. You won't pull it up to the end because people have to walk really far. You won't pull it up to the start because people have to walk really far. You know, you just slap it somewhere in the middle like I've done there. So, as long as it's in the, you know, obviously in the game you get points for being very accurate, but in real life, you know, unless there's like a stop board, like on the more modern Great Western Express routes for HST, and obviously 6-car stop or whatever for the 166ers, you know, unless it's like that, as long as you're in the ballpark of what the marker said, unless you are aiming for absolute accuracy, then, you know, it's not that much of a deal if you're not exactly on. I mean, I said this was going to be a relaxed video. Now just give me a moment to Google what 4 yards is in meters. 4 yards in meters. 3.65 meters. Not that much at all. For a train, anyway. Considering our train is about nearly 40 yards long. About 38, so we'll just call it 40 yards long. So 4 yards is 3.5 meters, so that means 40 yards is 35 meters, so, you know, 3.5 meters off for a 35 metre long train's note. Dayton next. Might be within a fighting chance. Despite me changing gear quite quickly, as you can see, I'm not ramming it through the throttle. I'm not going boom straight up. Oh! Stick my hand up to the 47 driver. Yes, I do that even though I'm not actually driving a train. I still wave at the TV. 47 gone past there. Lovely. But yeah, you can see I'm not ramming it through the gears. I am clicking it up one by one. So, swerving off to the right now. 50-mile-an-hour zone. Probably notch it down to 2 just to keep us on the move. And speeding slightly now, so we will get some brakes on. Well, they're not for long, because we've got 70 coming up. If you do see a scrolling effect or some pixelated effect on the final video, I can't do anything but apologise. It's just the fact that, you know, casting it technically from my Xbox to the PC and the PC screen recording it. So naturally, if there is a bit of a dip in Wi-Fi, you might get that like sweeping effect from top to bottom. I don't know if it'll appear in the final thing until I've actually got it into my editor and looked at it. But if you do see any pixelation or any sweeping effect, then I apologise. But for the most part, it does seem to be watchable. It doesn't look to be too bad. It's just because as we're getting later into the evening now, more people are at home and obviously people using phones and the like. So, you know, internet speeds drop. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. So we'll get some braking on. I'll probably go to about 8 this time, just because I've got that uphill slope as well. Yeah, that's roughly giving the same effect as we had at Mirfield. Yes, it was Mirfield. Surprised my cat hasn't decided to choose this moment to sit on me. How many more stations have we got? Dayton. Oh, and then it's Huddersfield. Yep, we are a little bit late. We probably might actually get to a minute late. Nah, it'd be right. Maybe not. We'll have to see. Still coasting in top gear, as you can see. Because the whole thing had exploded in fire if I didn't in real life. Thought that was a train spotter on that bridge then. It was a tree. Get the brakes off now. Gently roll in. Can be quite aggressive with the brakes at low speed because it won't jerk you forward. You're not going fast enough. More brakes now. And we'll stick it anywhere here. Bang, there we go. Yeah, we were a minute and 12 late. Whatever, it's fine. Brakes are again between 10 and 5, so that's fine for holding the train. Nice little station is this. Almost like a planking effect on the platforms. Well, it is, look. Very nice. Nice little station is Dayton. And obviously, when you close the doors, they shouldn't all fling closed like that either. Obviously, there'd be a guard shutting them, or I believe passengers were trusted to shut them themselves. In those days, obviously the guard would make sure, but you know, you could open and shut your own door. Can't go within 60 miles of an hammer these days without filling out health and safety forms. I wonder how much damage these DMU engines actually undertook or had, you know, with the constantly throttling up and throttling down and harsh gear changes. Click it up, wait for it to drop, stick it on 1, get it on 2 to get it higher, and then click click, in you go. We might have a fighting chance of getting to Huddersfield, although there is an annoying 15 limit going in about 500 yards from the station. So we'll have to see how we do. Might be in with a fighting chance. Maybe. I mean, hey, as long as we get to the final destination on time, it doesn't really matter, does it? We've still done point A to point B in the correct time. We've just lost some time on some of the stations and gained some on the others. So, you know. Love that horn. Right, 0.8 miles, we've got 40 mile per hour limit, we've got a yellow signal, we won't be stopping at a red before Huddersfield, I don't think, unless it's a double yellow. Single yellow. Obviously in real life you'd be able to see, but just because I'm on the Xbox, you know. Kind of hard to see. Thanks for the drink, Ben. Train drivers shouldn't drink on the job, but my brother has just passed me a drink, so thank you, Ben. As I said, this was a relaxing video. It was not alcohol for the safety people watching. It was a Coke. I'm sure they're allowed to drink. I don't even have Coke. Wow, that felt fast for a 40, but it's telling me 40, so I'm going to do 40. Ooh. Release the brakes. Went on West Cornwall the other day, and it said you could do 70. Through, you know, what might be equivalent, you know, to modern railway terms was a second radius curve straight after a point in the opposite direction to the curve of the point. But, you know, it says I could do 70, so I'm going to do 70 through the point, because it tells me I can do that, so, you know. I'm going to stick it into 2 and get us back up to 15, because we're on an uphill here. Again, a little bit late, but I don't think we'll be any more than a minute. Through the cobwebs of points. Stick it back up to 4 for coasting, and we'll do a nice, gentle stop. Begin backing it off a little bit. Back it off a little bit. Back it off a little bit. Give it a little bit. Give it a little bit more. 2 yards, that's as close as you can get. So, I'll unlock the doors. We'll set it to neutral. And off. I'll just see what it wants me to do after this. I don't know if it'll take me straight into the finish screen or not. We'll just see what it does, because I can always go back into free roam. But there we are. That is Leeds to Huddersfield. I wish all these people stop walking into me. You might think my camera sensitivity is very low, and yes, I could turn it up. But that would mean inside the cab when I'm swaying about it, it'd just mean it'd be very, very, very difficult to actually hit the right buttons. So I think it's gonna, yeah, it's gonna ask me to lock the doors, and then it will ask me to, you know, it'll take me into free roam. So I'm going to leave you there. I will leave you with my 101. That was the Leeds to Huddersfield all stops route on the Northern Trans-Pennine in the British Railways Class 101. So I'll leave you with the shot with my lovely little 101 there, and the, I suppose, Huddersfield resident Class 47 in the background there. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully we will get to do many more of these train simulator videos. Now I've got this new recording set up. Hopefully it will be a lot more frequent than one every 4 months, which I believe at what it currently stands at. But anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what route you'd like to see next down in the comments, or if you'd like to see more of this, maybe with a 47 or a 45. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you again soon, and bye for now. Take care, everyone.